Okay, Chairman.
Good afternoon. The Board of Adjustment is now in session. My name is Anthony Robinson, and I will be chairing today's meeting. Attending today's virtual meeting are board members Mona Parsley, Joe Klitzing, Deneen Vaughn, and George Hitt. Also in attendance for the city is Mary Hart Burton, Zoning Administrator for the city, Evan Winkler, Community Development Planner for the city, who will represent the city in the cases we are hearing today, Andrea Gutierrez, lead zoning specialist. Our attorney for the board is Archer Mellon, and our court reporter is Laura Stewart. Today we will be hearing 5 cases. First, we will hear from the city's representative, who will explain why the permit could not be issued. Next, we will hear from the petitioner and or their representative. Please be prepared to explain your hardship and answer any questions from the board members. Then we will hear from those in favor of the appeal and then from those opposed. Please be concise, as testimony will be limited to 3 minutes per person. When you come online via video or telephone, please wait to be sworn in by the court reporter. Then please state your name and mailing address. To ensure proper records for our court reporter, we ask that those online or by telephone to please remain on mute. Following testimony on all of today's cases, the board will go into its deliberative portion of the hearing, at which time we will vote on all cases heard. The board will notify each applicant and or their representative of its decision by mail in about 2 weeks. You're welcome to remain during our deliberations. However, we will not hear additional testimony at that time. You may also call the lead zoning specialist, Drea, tomorrow at 314-622-366 to learn the outcome of your appeal. Again, that number is 314-622-3666. Drea, will you please read appeal number 20609?
Appeal number 20609, 6020 Southwest Avenue.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Evan Winkler, Community Development Planner for the City of St. Louis, and I'll be representing the Building Commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to operate a florist with retail sales and arrangements of flowers at 6020 Southwest Avenue. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis for denial of doing business as Wild Ginger Weddings concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue an occupancy permit, authorizing the petitioner to operate a florist at 6020 Southwest Avenue in city block number 5939.00 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is A, single-family dwelling district. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to conserve the values of property throughout the city of St. Louis and protect the character and stability of residential, business, and industrial areas. It's also to regulate and restrict the location and use of buildings, structures, and land for trade, industry, residence, and other uses, and to regulate and restrict the intensity of such uses. The applicable zoning code provisions are section 26.16.010. Use is prohibited. No structure or land shall be used for use other than those permitted in the district in which such premises are located, unless such use is permitted in other provisions of the zoning code. And then also section 26.20.020S, use regulations and conditional use summary. Use regulations and conditional uses of the A single-family dwelling district do not allow the appellant's proposal as stated above. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. So in summary, the applicant is applying for their occupancy permit to operate a florist with retail sales. It's located in the A single-family dwelling district, which does not allow retail sales. Therefore, a use variance would be required prior to approval. The City of St. Louis Planning and Urban Design Agency says there is no adopted neighborhood plan covering this location. The 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan calls this a medium intensity neighborhood. These areas are intended to support a mix of uses, including artisanal production and neighborhood serving businesses. In addition, reutilizing pre-existing storefront explicitly supports the general goals of the Strategic Land Use Plan. Therefore, planning staff finds the request of appeal number 20609 is in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Are there any questions from the board members?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Let's get you sworn in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Carolyn Cosgrove Payne, 706 Olathe Avenue, 63139.
Okay, proceed with your testimony.
Yes, my name is Carolyn. I run a wedding florist called Wild Ginger Weddings, focused on local and sustainably grown wedding flowers. We've been operating in the Lindenwood Park neighborhood at my house, about 5 minutes from this building, for the past 7 years. We're excited to be growing and expanding. And we have been under contract on this building since August. It is at 6020 Southwest, is a historical storefront. So it used to be a restaurant. And we are hoping that by using that space once again as a neighborhood business, that we will be in keeping with the historic design of the neighborhood. We will also be open by appointment only, with some opportunities for retail pop-up, but without regular retail hours, since we're mainly events and weddings. And this means that we don't feel will increase traffic or be disruptive to the neighborhood. So the building is fantastic. We're excited to be part of the neighborhood, and we hope that that our conditional use is approved.
Okay. Any board members have any questions?
What would be your hours of operation if we had to set one up for you?
We will be there between 10 and 5, generally Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay. How many employees will you have?
I have 2 freelance florists who help me during busy times, but I'm the only full-time employee.
Okay. You have access to a trash dumpster?
We have an alley with dumpsters. I think I will need to get one for my business.
Yeah, either.
So yes.
It needs to be a commercial dumpster, not
Yes.
one of the city dumpsters. And
Yes.
you could either get one for yourself, or if your trash isn't that much, you can joint venture with your neighbor if he has
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Any other board members?
I just want to clarify the hours of operation. I know you said appointment only. Is there ever possibility you'd be working outside of, or be open outside of 10 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday?
I will, for my current business, I am there working sometimes later on a Saturday to bring back items from a wedding. So it's possible that I will be there, but I don't anticipate being open to the public outside of those hours.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Any other board members have any questions? Thank you, Ms. Cosgrove Payne. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, city journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, letter of support from Alderman Brett Narayan, and a letter of support from Jeff Pfister, President, Clifton Heights Neighborhood Association. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, can you read appeal number 20610?
Appeal number 20610, 4907 Devonshire Avenue.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Again, good afternoon, board members. My name is Evan Winkler, a community development planner for the city of St. Louis, and I'll be representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to operate an office for home health care at 4907 Devonshire Avenue. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis for denial of a Loving Care Inc. concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue an occupancy permit, authorizing the petitioner to operate an office at 4907 Devonshire Avenue in city block number 5166.00 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is B, two-family dwelling district. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to conserve the values of property throughout the city of St. Louis and protect the character and stability of residential, business, and industrial areas. It's also to regulate and restrict the location and use of buildings, structures, and land for trade, industry, residence, and other uses, and to regulate and restrict the intensity of those uses. The applicable zoning code provisions are section 26.16.010. Uses are prohibited. No structure or land shall be used for use other than those permitted in the district in which such premises are located, unless such use is permitted by other provisions of the zoning code. And then also section 26.24.020S, use regulations and conditional use summary. Use regulations and conditional uses of the B two-family dwelling district do not allow the appellant's proposal as stated above. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. In summary, the applicant is applying for an occupancy permit at this location in the B two-family dwelling district for an office for a home health care business, and professional offices are not a permitted use in this zoning district. Therefore, a use variance would be required prior to approval. The City of St. Louis Planning and Urban Design Agency states that there is no adopted neighborhood plan covering this location. The 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan calls this a medium intensity neighborhood, and these areas are intended to support a mix of uses, including some commercial activities and neighborhood serving businesses. Again, the reutilization of storefronts is encouraged, and retail and commercial buildings near major corridors is explicitly supported by the Strategic Land Use Plan. Therefore, planning staff finds the request of appeal number 20610 is in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Are there any questions from the board?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant. Good afternoon, Ms. Allen.
Good afternoon.
Let's get you sworn in.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You may just have to speak up a little bit.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Donna Allen, 4144 Lindo Boulevard, Suite 507, St. Louis, Mo. 63108.
Okay, proceed with your testimony.
I have been in the home health care agency business since 2014. I'm going into my 12th year. I have established clients. I have almost 100 clients. I've been in the same area on Lindo for the last 12 years. I purchased the building. It's cash paid on September 8th, expecting that I would be able to move my home health care agency to the building. There's actually one right next door, but I later found out it's in a rented premise. And so she didn't have the issues that I had of establishing, I guess, occupancy. I have all of the electricity and everything in place to own and operate my business there. I just haven't done any conversions to the building because I was waiting for things to be approved before we moved forth. So I'm looking forward to being in the community, establishing new relationships with the people there in Ward 5 and bringing on new opportunities for jobs and relationships for the people in that community.
Okay. Any board members have any questions?
How many employees will you have?
So there's only myself and another person that works in the office.
Are you planning on expansion? It seems like a pretty big building for two people.
No, I don't.
Okay. Um, do you have patients or anybody visiting this site, visiting your office?
We have clients and some of their caregivers that stop by to drop off paperwork or to sign paperwork, but they are just there for a few minutes at a time.
Okay. You have a trash dumpster?
I have my trash put on hold at this time. I currently have it established, but I had some concrete poured in the back so that I will have way for a driveway. And so once I got everything in place, they told me to just call them and they will deliver a trash can.
Okay. What would be your hours of operation?
My hours are Monday through Wednesday, 9 to 4. We're closed on holidays and weekends.
Monday,
Okay.
I'm sorry, Monday through Wednesday, 9 to 4,
Yes,
and then Thursday and Friday,
we are closed.
closed on Thursday and Friday and weekends.
Yes.
Okay. Any other board members have any questions? Thank you, Ms. Allen. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits. Certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, realtor letter from Simona Washington, letter to Alderman Devotee from the petitioner, requesting a letter of support, and a letter of support from Gara Loskill, Southampton Neighborhood Association, Property and Land Use Chair. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, can you read appeal number 20589?
Appeal number 20589, 7950 North Broadway.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Sabrina, I go first, all right? Good afternoon. Again, my name is Evan Winkler, Community Development Planner for the City of St. Louis, and I'll be representing the Building Commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to operate a used auto sales business. No detailing, no body work, no painting, and no repairs. It's located at 7950 North Broadway, and this appeal is continued from 8/13/2025. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. On August 13th, 2025, Board Member Desimone made a motion to table appeal number 20589 for up to 90 days to allow the petitioner to speak with the Alderwoman and to meet with the Neighborhood Association to hear their input on the proposed project. Board Member Parsley seconded the motion, and the motion was passed by unanimous vote of the board. The hearing was rescheduled for a later date, which was scheduled for today. The basis for denial of Proper Auto 314 concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue an occupancy permit authorizing the petitioner to operate automobile sales used, no repair, at 7950 North Broadway in city block number 5203.00 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is underlined Zone G, Local Commercial and Office District, with the North Broadway vicinity Special Use District overlay. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to fix reasonable standards to which buildings and structures shall conform. The applicable zoning code provisions are ordinance number 67390, section 7F, vehicular related business operations. F states that new or expanded vehicular related business operations proposed within the boundaries of the special use district are prohibited illegal non-conforming uses, and the city shall deny applications for such operations. Also, section 26.44.020 and 26.45.025, use and conditional use summary. Use regulations and conditional uses of the G district do not allow the appellant's proposal as stated above. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. So in summary, the applicant's applying for an occupancy permit to operate an automobile sales business at this location. Both the underlying Zone G and the North Broadway vicinity overlay do not allow this use. Therefore, a use variance would be required prior to approval. The City of St. Louis Planning and Urban Design Agency states that there's no adopted neighborhood plan covering this location. However, neighborhood planning is underway currently in the Baden neighborhood with an anticipated adoption before the end of the year. So additional care should be given to ensure the use has the support of the neighborhood. The 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan calls this a lower intensity corridor, and these areas are intended to support many types of commercial activities, including automobile-related uses, as long as they remain appropriately integrated into their surrounding context and support a human-oriented pedestrian environment. Staff encourages the Board of Adjustment to favorably consider the special use district regulations of the overlay as an attempt to implement community vision. However, planning staff finds the request of Appeal 20589 is in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Are there any questions from the board?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant. Ms. Moore, do you?
Hi, my name is.
Yes, Ms. Moore, do you have video?
Yes. Hi, my name is Sabrina Moore. My address is
No,
2276
no,
Foggy
Miss
Bottom
Miss
Drive.
Moore, Miss Moore. Do
Yes.
you have video?
Do I have video? No,
Yes.
I do
Okay.
not.
We need to get you sworn in first.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Moore, this is the sorry, this is the court reporter. Since you're on the phone, can you please verbally confirm that your right hand is raised?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you swear or confirm, or apologies, let me start over. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Now state your name and mailing address for the record, Miss Moore.
My name is Sabrina Moore. My address is 2276 Foggy Bottom Drive, Florissant, Missouri 63033.
And go ahead with your testimony.
I'm on appeal today for the proposal of August, the appeal that I had in August. And I've been in contact with, well, not in contact, emailing Ms. Sharon Tyus, and she hasn't responded at all.
And
Hello.
I'm sorry, is that all of your testimony?
Yes, I've been paying rent since May. I signed the lease in May of 2025, and I was just waiting on the approval from her from the proposal that she did, but she hasn't said anything back through the email.
Okay. Any board members have any questions? Yes, Mona.
I have a question, ma'am. Did you reach out to the neighborhood association or anyone else, any of your neighbors on the block or in the vicinity to try to gain any additional support for your business?
Yes, did reach out to the neighborhood association,
What'd they say?
and she said she couldn't move forward without Sharon Tyson approval.
And did you ask her to try to reach out to the alderperson on your behalf or anything of
Hello,
that nature?
hello.
Sir,
Yes.
please.
Sorry. Hello. Excuse me, Miss.
Chairman, can you explain that only one person speaks at a time?
Yes. I believe that actually came through Ms. Moore's phone. But yes, testimony can only be given by one person at a time.
What's up?
In
Once that's
addition, each person will need to be sworn in before they speak.
Yes.
So, Ms. Moore, if you could control who's speaking, that would be very helpful.
Fuck your dad. I just gave him money.
Yes, that is my business. My business partner, Stan.
He will need to
Hello.
be
My
sworn
name's
in
Stan
before
Austin.
Hey,
Stan, you will need to be sworn in after Ms.
Okay.
Moore gives her testimony.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Mona.
Ms. Moore, so you
Yes.
did reach out to the neighborhood association. Did you bother to go to a meeting? It's been about 3 months. Did you try to present your business to them? What happened, please?
No, I did not go to a business meeting. We called and talked.
Get the fuck off.
You called and spoke with them. How did it go? What was said? Please
Yes.
explain.
Well,
Thank
actually,
you.
Stan called and talked my business partner to the neighborhood association.
Okay.
Okay.
We will get Stan to testify and potentially answer your question, Mona. Do any other board members have questions for Ms. Moore? Okay, thank you, Ms. Moore. Now, Stan, let's
Yes,
get
sir.
get you sworn in. What's your last name?
Austin, Austin.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Austin, this is the court reporter. Since you are on the phone, can you please verbally confirm that your right hand is raised?
My right hand is raised.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Austin,
Oh.
can you state your
Yeah.
full name and mailing address for the record?
Stan Austin, 2276 Foggy Bottom Drive, Florence, Missouri. That's my girlfriend and business partner, and so we have the
Okay.
same address.
Okay. Go ahead with your testimony.
I talked to the lady for the area, and we did the Zoom meeting, me and another lady, and we talked about an hour. And I told her also that I could help the area. I got semi trucks doing disaster relief for the area, and I told her about ways I can help with that and the benefits of me bringing a business to the community, to the neighborhood, maybe some for kids. They turn 18 or finish school, give them a discount on the car. Hire someone around there to maybe be salesmen or go to the auctions with me, trying to teach them something. So we were on the same page. And the lady, Ms. Tyus, what I can't understand is the first time she never returned the email or phone call until the day before the hearing. And she asked us to continue it. Okay, so now we continue it to this day. We had to call the zone people and ask them to put us back on a list to get this here in the day because she didn't answer any emails, any phone calls, didn't call back. But I did talk to the two ladies. Well, it was one lady from the neighborhood association, and then she had another lady on the Zoom meeting about what I could bring to the area. But I really just can't understand the alderwoman. Like, it's been 6 months and you haven't called one time, and I got 20 emails, 50 phone calls. So I don't know, but I'm not trying to bring anything bad to the neighborhood. I'm trying to bring something good. And anyway, like I told that lady, if I can help, I can, I will. I got dump trucks, and if they need help cleaning up, I told I wouldn't charge you, so I'm trying to bring a benefit to the neighborhood along with my business.
Okay, Mr. Austin. You mentioned emails. Do you have copies of those emails?
Yes, sir. We mailed them to the zoning committee because we got tired of her not responding, and that's how I got this hearing. It was a new, I don't know what, like, is it a president or supervisor of the zoning? He was new like a couple months ago. We sent it to him. He made sure we got this court date. If I left it to that lady, I probably would never I haven't heard from her. I don't know when my court date would be. So we emailed, we sent pictures of the emails and the phone calls last month. So I was thinking that they would have them today, but they definitely have them at the zoning office.
Okay. Evan,
There's
we've got, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Austin. Okay. Mona, do you have questions?
I do have a question, Mr. Austin, if you'd give me a moment.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
If you
ma'am.
were to get past today, what would your hours of operation be?
10 to 6, Monday through Saturday.
How many cars for sale would you have on the lot?
At the location, no more than 4.
Where would those cars be located, sir? Would they be outside or inside the building?
It's inside the gate. There's designated spots with my company, a business name, and they have their own individual spots, parking spaces. So it's like
So they would
between
be-
a fence and the street.
Sir, they would be inside the
ma'am.
fenced lot. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
No more than 4 cars.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you have a commercial dumpster for your business?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And I noticed in the pictures that there is a sign already on the property that says auto sales in keeping? Is that the name of your business?
No, mine says Proper Auto 314. Is it the green sign?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. That's my sign.
Did you get a permit for that sign, sir?
No, I thought that I put it up, and then when the guy came out to inspect, he said that I need to come and do what I'm doing now with you before
Okay.
I can move forward. I didn't know that. I thought I needed to sign up and
FYI.
everything was going to line up.
FYI.
Yes, ma'am.
Any type of signage that you put up needs a permit, okay? Whether it's on a
Okay.
window, inside a window, outside, on the building, painted, anything. Banner needs
Okay.
a permit, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Evan, would you?
You got it.
Thank you.
Sabrina and Stan, if the board chooses to grant use variance, there's often standard conditions that they would attach that you have to abide by. So we typically read these to you. If any of them are concerning to the operation of your business, now's the time to discuss that with the board members. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading those to you. Condition number
Okay.
one. Condition number one states that the entire parking and vehicle display area on the exterior of the premises shall be paved and striped. Parking areas shall be striped so as to substantially conform to the width and depth layout standards for parking spaces as provided for in section 26.16.080D of the zoning code. Condition number two, parking lot layout shall be submitted to and approved by the zoning administrator before the occupancy permit could be issued. Condition number three, vehicles parked on the lot shall be in approved parking spaces. All spaces shall be equipped with approved bollards or wheel stops so as to prohibit vehicles from encroaching on the public right-of-way or private property. Fences are included as something that would stop it. Number five is that the vehicles owned by petitioner are prohibited from being parked or sold on public streets, on the alleys or sidewalks adjacent to this location. Number six, the vehicle access and egress from the lot shall only be permitted utilizing the established curb cuts and the driveways on the premises. No access or egress of vehicles shall be permitted across sidewalks or curbs. Number seven, the stringing of lights, flags, or streamers on the premises is prohibited. Number eight, any parking area lighting to be installed shall be installed on metal or masonry poles with underground wiring and shall not exceed 22 feet in height and adjusted so that no more than 0.5 foot candles, which would be measured at grade, falls on any abutting residential use premise. These improvements shall not be installed until approvals and permits are received from all appropriate city agencies. Number nine, there shall be no exterior signage installed on the premises until separate approvals and permits are received from all appropriate city agencies. This shall include mobile commander boards and balloons on tethers. Number 10, the exterior amplified intercom systems or phone ringing systems or music systems are prohibited. Number 11, the existing building on the premise, if any, shall be completely repaired and restored pursuant to all applicable zoning and building codes. These improvements shall not be installed until approvals and permits are received from all appropriate city agencies. Number 12, there shall be no storage of derelict or salvage vehicles permitted on the subject premises or on public streets, the alleys, or sidewalks adjacent to this location. All the vehicles shall be in operable condition. Number 13, there shall be no vehicular, mechanical, or body repair or spray painting on permitted premises or public streets, alleys, or sidewalks adjacent to this location. Number 14, there shall be no open storage of vehicle, mechanical, or body parts, batteries, tires, motor oil, or other automotive fluids, or refuse of any nature on the subject premises or in the public streets or the alleys or sidewalks adjacent to this location. Number 15, there shall be no salvage of parts from vehicles on subject premises. Number 16, the hours of operation will be limited to what you have testified to here today. Number 17, there shall be no cord or rope type LED lighting surrounding or framing the windows and doors. Number 18, the petitioner shall provide a commercial dumpster and establish a trash removal contract through a private source for regular pickups and maintain the entire premises in a clean and orderly appearance at all times. Number 19, the petitioner shall provide a refuse container on the exterior of the premises for use by the customers and shall be emptied on a daily basis or more if needed. If another container is needed due to the level of business, it shall also be provided. Number 20, there shall be no vending, ATM machines, or payphones on the exterior of the premises at any given time. Number 21, the premises shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to ordinance number 68535 or its successor ordinances. Do you have any questions or concerns about those conditions?
I have one question.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Should I go and take the signs down now? Because I heard you say that they shouldn't. Well, the lady just told me that it shouldn't be up anyway. So I'll take the signs down tomorrow.
Okay.
And everything else I agree with. I don't have a problem with doing.
Okay. Any other board members have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Mr. Austin, you said that you'll have 4 vehicles on the property. I wonder, what is your capacity? How many vehicles could you have on the property?
I have a contract with the guy who's renting the building where I could have up to 6, but I'm thinking no more than 6 but 4 really, you know. I got 4 spaces right now, but if I wanted more, it's available to get 2 more.
Okay, thank you.
Any other board members? Thanks, Mr. Austin. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay, is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal?
Can't find them.
Alderwoman, let's get you sworn in.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the records?
Sharon Tyus, Alderwoman, 12th Ward, St. Louis City Hall, Board of Aldermen, 1200 Market, room 230, St. Louis, Missouri, 63103.
Okay, proceed with your testimony.
First of all, I'd like to draw your attention to the file from August, because the young man testified and the young lady that I would not get back to them. In your file with my letter I sent was copies of emails that I sent back to Ms. Moore. She sent me a first email on June 4th. On June 6th, I replied to her. She did not reply to me until August the 11th, which was the day of or the day before the meeting. The day before maybe. And she finally gave me the address because all she said originally was that I want a letter of support to do business in your ward to do auto repair sales. It's already in your files because I provided it when I sent the letter. So what they're saying about I didn't respond is just untrue, patently untrue. So then she sent me something. Finally, she sent me something, and I could just go through the emails. I printed them out. I didn't send them all to you. I referred her to the Baden Association, and the person who is in charge of the Baden Association is a young lady named Mercedes Jacobs. And they have a Baden meeting, and it's called ROPA, Revitalization of Baden Association, every second Monday. Told her about that, told her she's welcome to go. But once I got the address, I was very aware of that address because I had the young lady who's applying for this used car is not the owner. There's an owner about 1.5 years ago who applied to put a car place there. I actually, because I am hands-on, I went out there, I went through the whole site. It's 2 buildings that they own that are right there. And it's a very small, tight place. There's a ice cream store that's run from there. One of the other buildings, there's a restaurant. And then in the building next to the address they're using, there's I don't know, a daycare and something else. So the places that they're talking about putting a used car slot is actually the parking you would need for the off-street parking for the businesses are there. So when I started questioning the owner, and I'm not talking about the applicant now, and telling them that I didn't think this was a good site for that because there was no parking. If you take up this parking to sell used car lots, they got very angry and cussed me out and went away and stormed away. I did talk to Miss Mercedes then, and she said back then that they were not supportive of it. Later on, Mrs. Moore and her boyfriend, or whoever he is, I guess did talk to him, because that's what Mercedes told me. Mercedes told me, I just talked to her less than an hour ago. She couldn't come to this hearing because she is at work. She works for the city. But she did tell me she had told the owner and these group of people that she would not be writing a letter of support. The ROPA did not support it. They had not come to a meeting, and that they don't have to go through me to write a letter of support. A neighborhood organization does not get permission from the alderperson. So that is also patently false. But she said the things that I had told them, they totally agreed, because and that they had tasked both the owner of the property and them to find something else, that they did not want any more car repair places or car sales places. And that's why the former alderman, Dion Flowers, passed the ordinance prohibiting additional car usage there for repair or sales or anything. And I am just following that because that was passed before I even became the alderperson of this area. I just picked it up 2 years ago. So it's alarming to me that they say that the neighborhood organization didn't write a letter because they had to go through me. What would be the point to ask them to write a letter if you have to go through me? That is patently false. They didn't get a letter because she told them no. They also met with Chevette Wayne, who is the one of the neighborhood managers, was at this meeting. I was told, so I wasn't there. This is all the stuff that Mrs. Mercedes Jacobs told me today. But she and I had conversations about this lady applying for a used car on several occasions. And each month she would say, they didn't come to the meeting. They didn't come to the meeting. Because you can come to the meeting and actually ask to speak at the meeting to the people who attend. I've been to the meeting, or my assistant goes to the meeting. So they never did that. And so they don't have support because the neighborhood doesn't want it. They didn't make a presentation. I had told them I was not going to support it, but if the neighborhood would, then I would reconsider. The neighborhood did not support it. So for them to come and try to say, well, it's just all for Sharon Tyus, maybe they should have gotten up and did their due diligence. They should have gone to the meeting.
I want to.
And they
I'm sorry, Mr. Austin, you cannot speak at this point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, based on what I got from the president of the neighborhood organization, Ms. Mercedes Jacobs, who said I could use her name, said also talk to Chevette Wayne. They do not support it. They had tasked them to find something else. That they had several, and she gave me a list of car places that you could sell cars. And she said, this is the tiniest lot I ever had. And she agreed with me. Where will the people who use the businesses park if you give them permission to sell cars on that lot? Because it's on Broadway, it's busy. And I've already got complaints from Thrush, and there's another street on the other side about the used car places and about they don't want the businesses parking on their residential streets because they're bound on Broadway by 2 residential streets. So I don't know what to say about the fact that I didn't reply, except as I said, you can look at my reply in your own files that you have now. And I don't support it because the neighborhood doesn't support it. And I don't think it makes any sense to put a car lot selling 3 or 4 cars when you got a business there and there's not going to be any place for the people to park. That's what you have a parking lot for the business owners and for the people who use the business to park there. And I want to say, I reiterate my letter, which was dated August 13th, 2025. I am not in support of this application. And neither is the ROBA Association, per Mercedes Jacobs.
And just for the board members, reference, we've resent it, so it should be at the top of your email thread, so you can look at it again.
And attached to my letter was copies of the emails.
Any board members have any questions? Okay, so I have a question, Alderwoman. I looked at what we have received. So that was August, September, October, November, December. There is no correspondence.
That was, let me let you ask the question.
That's the question.
So there was a phone call saying you have to talk to Roba. What is the point of me saying, okay, this is my automatic position, but you're saying need to talk to the group, and then they come back and say, oh, they wouldn't do it because the alderwoman didn't. Go to the meeting, go and talk to them. They said when I talked to them, they told me they had already told them no. And so now you're going to come back and say, it's all the alderwoman's fault. It's your fault. You're trying to get a change of use, and you haven't done anything. First of all, she didn't talk to me for 3 months. I replied to her in 2 days. I have a lot of things going on. I got sweetie pies. I got about 3 or 4 other developments. I do not have time to keep running back to people who don't do what you say you're going to do. When she sent me the first email, if you're serious and you're sending me an email 2 days back, later I send you one, hey, thanks, but what's your address? You don't get back to me from June the 6th, and then August the 11th, I say again, what are you going to do? I haven't heard anything from you. You don't respond. You don't respond until they say no. Then you want to make it all my fault. It's not my position to run after her, because I have 3 wards that I represent, not 2. I represent 3 of North St. Louis wards. And so I do go out and spend my time. I talk to people. I go and try to see what's going on there, not just listen to them. I take pictures. First of all, if I never talk to her, that spot is too small to put a car sales. It is for parking for people who use that business. But I did tell her to go and speak to the people at ROPA, and she never went. She just told you she never went. And then they're like, oh, she never would respond. What is there to respond to if you've not gotten response or you have not gotten an agreement from the neighborhood? I've already said I wasn't what my reason is, but if the neighborhood calls me and say, well, hey, Alderwoman, this is what we think. We think this will be a good idea. I don't have a reason to fight that. They don't think it's a good idea. And if she said, and Mercedes said, if you need for her to say something, she will say that. She just told them to rethink something else other than a car place because they had more than enough. Now, I wasn't at that meeting, but she says the guy was, which he just agreed he was. The owner was, he did one with the owner, and they also did one with Chevette Wayne, who is the neighborhood manager. What is there for me to keep talking to you about if you won't go and meet with the people? And if the people tell you no, I'm not changing my letter.
Thank you. Any other board members have any questions?
Can I just say one? It's incumbent upon them to get a response from the neighborhood organization or a letter. It's not incumbent upon me. And I resent that they come here and say that I prevented the neighborhood. And I know you're not going to take this testimony, but I'm going to bring a letter from them saying that that is also not true. I did not try to tell the neighborhood one way or the other which way to do. They told me they didn't want it.
Thank you, Alderwoman. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Okay, Mr. Austin.
Yes, sir. Hello?
You've heard yes, sir. You've heard the Alderwoman's testimony.
Yes, I would like to say something if I can.
I am listening.
Okay, well, you answered her question, the main question you're trying to get to. Did she make any contact? Which she never did. And another thing, when I talked to that lady, Mercedes on the phone, what Mercedes told, see, she wasn't on the Zoom meeting with us. Mercedes told me, I'm not going to go against her. What was her recommendation last time? I am not going against her. That's what the conversation was about. But this lady is getting out of her job. She doesn't do her job, you know, and what she said, she hasn't made no contact with us since the last hearing until now that she show up here hooting and hollering, you know, and the ice cream shop is closed down. Does she know that? Does she know that the other business that was a recording studio is closed down? As of today, there's nothing in that parking lot, you know? So when she said, was an ice cream shop? Yeah, it was. They didn't get a lot of business, and the parking lot was always empty. And right now, to this day, that ice cream shop is closed. And sir, I mean, I care if I get my license, but at this point right now, somebody needs to take that lady's job. She does not do her job. And she can talk, say we did this and we did that. Miss, you don't do your job. That's why we here to this point. And, you know, you saying we aligned, we made it up. That lady never went. That lady, both of them were smiling. Yvette and Mercedes, even me, about how I can help them and what they would do. But the bottom line, she told me, if you go against her, there's nothing she can do because she's not going to go against you. That's what the lady said on the phone with me when I talked to her. And she told me to contact, she has your cell phone. I said, well, I can't catch her. Can you tell her to call me? Or can you give me her phone number? Because I want to talk to her. She said, talk to you, because if you going against it, there's no point. That's what Mercedes told me. But you don't do your job, miss, and it's sad.
So
that's all I got to say.
So your testimony, Mr. Austin, is that the neighborhood association would not give a recommendation if the alderwoman would not.
It's exactly right. She said point blank, I'm not going against her.
Got it. So, and I'm trying to understand why you would not have gone to any of the neighborhood organization meetings.
At that point, I was waiting. When I couldn't hear from Ms. Titus, to tell the truth, I was waiting to see what happened. I'd had a good conversation. I'm willing to help that community, willing to help that lady. But when she told me at that point, it's up to her, and I said, can you call her? I kind of got discouraged from it. But you know, going forward, if anything was to happen and I could open my business there, I'd be there, no problem. But I talked to the lady and Yvette on Zoom, and at the end of the conversation, she said, nothing else I can do. And they did. Now, she did, some things she did say was true. She said, well, have you thought about putting any other kind of business right here? If it didn't go work and the zoning wouldn't give you zoning for it? She did say that to me. And I told her, no, I'm all too far invested in a car lot. I've been paying rent since April, and I bought a lot of other stuff to get the business going. And I'm wasting 8 months of rent right now, waiting on the first time Miss Titus, and she say Sabrina didn't contact her. She emailed Sabrina one time, but she called the day before saying continue it or I'm gonna oppose it. So I'm thinking, okay, it's like a traffic ticket. If she don't show up, she don't come.
Mr. Austin, you've already given that testimony.
Okay,
and I'm more interested in what has happened since our last board meeting until this board meeting, not what has happened prior to the last board meeting.
Okay, I had a Zoom call with the Mercedes and Yvette, and I've just been paying rent. I've tried to get a hold of Miss Tyus, never heard from her till today, and that's it.
Got it. We've got that testimony. Thank you, Mr. Austin.
Please.
Ms. Tyus, would you like to respond?
I don't know who this gentleman is because I never heard from him. Okay, first of all. His thing of I wouldn't return calls. I want to reiterate, when I try and tell you what you need to do and you don't do it. See, when I need to get something done, I go out and get it done. And when Mercedes, I wasn't going to be here today. When I talked to Mercedes, she said she had to be at work. She couldn't be there. Now he's confirming what I said. Oh, she said, well, did you think of anything else? Sometimes people don't want to be so blunt as I am. So they kind of maybe didn't say it, but she didn't write you a letter of support. That's what you were looking for. I also want to say at Baton, you don't have to just wait for Mercedes to do it. They have a group at Baton. Had they taken their time and gone to the meeting, which I have been to, which I can also describe what the place looks like where they want to be, because I went out there, took the tour through both buildings, then they would have known that they could have made a pitch to the neighborhood organization. It is not one person. It is a neighborhood organization, and they don't always agree. In fact, if you go to the Baton Association, you will find out they don't always agree. They didn't do anything, and they want to blame me because they didn't get a letter of support from the organization, and they got a letter of opposition from me. But that was based on what I went out to see. But if the organization could have said, yeah, well, we think this is good, we're going to work with it, then that would have been something I listened to. So tell them to go now. Go get a letter of support. They will not get one because they oppose it. And they are not afraid of me because the people who live in my neighborhood vote for me. And I've been elected 7 different times. So they can vote against me if they don't like what I'm doing. If he wants to have my job, he can come run for it. Because again, the neighborhood organization said they didn't want it. And you can just check with Chevette Wayne, because I'm giving you the names of the people who were at this meeting. And now he's kind of telling you a little bit of what I already told you. But the answer was no. Because the whole point of going to the neighborhood organization is getting some kind of support, either someone testifying here today for you or somebody sending a letter. None of that he has.
Thank you, Alderwoman. Any board members have any questions? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits. Certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, letter of support from Dominique Webster, letter of opposition from Alderwoman Tyus with attachment, copy of proceedings from August 13th, 2025, meeting notice letter for December 10th, 2025, City Journal public notices for December 10th, 2025, photographs for December 10th, 2025, Sanborn maps for December 10th, 2025, memo from Planning and Urban Design for December 10th, 2025, and a copy of emails from petitioner to Alderwoman Tyus requesting a call. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, can you read appeal number 20139?
Appeal number 20139, 1500 Monroe Street.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Again, good afternoon, board members. My name is Evan Winkler, Community Development Planner for the City of St. Louis, and I'll be representing the Building Commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to amend the variance to operate a full drink bar and restaurant. Specifically, the petitioner is applying to amend condition number 1, which is the hours of operation shall be limited to 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week. No member of the public shall be permitted on the premises after 6 p.m. And condition number 2, there shall be no use of the patio. Patrons and employees shall not be permitted on the patio at any time, and all patio furniture shall be stored and not available for use. This is located at 1500 Monroe Street, and this appeal has been continued from August 7th, 2024. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. On August 7th, 2024, Board Member Parsley made a motion to table appeal number 20139 for up to 90 days to allow the petitioner to meet with the Neighborhood Association. Board Member DeSimone seconded the motion, and the motion passed by unanimous vote of the board, and the hearing was rescheduled for a later date, which is today. The proceedings of October 12th, 2022, the Board of Adjustment of the City of St. Louis met pursuant to section 26.100.040 of the zoning code to consider the potential revocation of an area variance and use variance with amended conditions that permitted Sarah at Monroe to operate a full drink bar and restaurant at 1500 Monroe Street. The conclusion of law and order of that appeal, the board finds sufficient, substantial, and credible evidence that the conditions of the petitioner's use variance and area variance had been violated, which is a violation of the zoning code. Therefore, the variance could be revoked, which would thereby revoke the occupancy permit. However, in lieu of said revocation, it is the decision of the Board of Adjustment that the petitioner's use variance and area variance as conditioned to operate a full drink bar and restaurant at 1500 Monroe Street are not revoked and remain in effect. The board orders the petitioner to stay in compliance with the amended conditions attached to the variance as follows. Number 1, the hours of operation shall be limited to 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week. No member of the public shall be permitted on the premises after 6 p.m. Condition number 2, there shall be no use of the patio. Patrons and employees shall not be permitted on the patio at any time. All patio furniture shall be restored and not available for use. Condition number 3, no cooking or on the exterior of the building. Number 4, all signage must be applied for and approved by the Office of the Zoning Administrator. Number 5, there shall be no activity allowed on the exterior of the premises without permission from the City of St. Louis. Number 6, no vending machines, payphones, or ATM machines are allowed on the exterior of the premises at any given time. Condition number 7, the appellant shall provide a refuse container on the exterior of the premises for use by the customers. And if another container is needed due to the level of business, then it shall also be provided. Number 8, the appellant shall not violate the St. Louis City Noise Ordinance, number 68536, or its successor ordinances. Number 9, the appellant shall provide a commercial dumpster and establish a trash removal contract through a private source for regular pickups and maintain the entire premises in a clean and orderly appearance at all times. Number 10, the premises shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to ordinance number 68535 or its successor ordinances. The above motion was made by Board Member DeSimone and seconded by Board Member Hitt and was passed by unanimous vote of the board. By order of the Board of Adjustment, Secretary Nikki Vitale. Then the appeal comes now Sarah Mosley and says that on the sixth day, a variance of conditions was issued authorizing the appellant to operate a full drink bar and restaurant at 1500 Monroe Street. The appellant herewith files an appeal to the board building commissioner to amend the conditions of the variance, specifically the following conditions. The hours of operation, proposing 7 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. Monday through Friday will be 7 a.m. to midnight. Also, the condition about the patio, allowing outside table seating. My $200 appeal fee is attached. I understand this fee is non-refundable the 6th day of May, 2024. Signed by the owner, the appellant, Sarah. All right, so a quick summary of what's taken place here is this variance was originally granted in 2018. In 2020, there was a revocation hearing at which time the board actually revoked the variances. The appellant appealed to circuit court, which led to a settlement agreement. During the litigation period, there was another complaint which triggered a second revocation hearing, which is the proceedings that I read to you. But because it was under litigation, the board had to wait until the settlement agreement was reached, and which the board agreed to, which is also in your files. Which is why at that 2022 revocation hearing, there were violations, but the board voted not to revoke because of the recently agreed upon settlement. So with that, the City of St. Louis Planning and Urban Design Agency states that this location falls within the area addressed by a plan for neighborhoods of the 5th Ward. It's also the 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan calls this a medium intensity corridor, which is intended to be pedestrian focused with active ground floors and many types of commercial uses. Neither the strategic land use plan nor the neighborhood plan, though, address the hours of operation. They state, though, that while the granting of the variance for the underlying use fits with the intent of this medium intensity designation, staff does not believe that the use of a patio accessory to a bar or a restaurant which fits into surrounding context would be appropriate. Therefore, planning staff finds the request of appeal number 20139 is not applicable to the city's comprehensive plan. There is a lot there, so with that, I'll take questions from the board.
I have a question, Evan. Was there anything in your records that could tell us why there was a 2020 revocation?
Oh, good question. Don't know. Dre's gonna pull the file, so I can tell you which conditions they were in violation. But I don't have that at my fingertips right now.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh,
Archer. Well,
sorry, I was trying to raise my hand and then I thumbs up instead.
no problem.
Ms. Vaughn, I can speak to that, not necessarily what those conditions were, but what the board agreed at the hearing was that that the revocation was set aside, and so the board can consider what happened at the 2022 hearing where they decided to stick with the previous or to adopt the previous settlement agreement, but should not look back to the 2021 hearing.
Okay, so thank you, Archer. With that, the 2022 hearing was based on a violation of condition number 9. The appellant shall provide a commercial dumpster and establish a trash removal contract through a private source for regular pickups and maintain the entire premises in a clean and orderly appearance at all times. The violation was that miscellaneous storage of unused broken furniture and metal drums near the southwest corner of the building near a AC unit was being stored. And then condition number 10 The premises shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to ordinance 68535 or its successor ordinances. At that time, they were working through a public nuisance notice that was issued June 1st of 2022.
Thank you.
Mona,
I'm good. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to lower my hand.
I can do it, Mona. Okay.
Okay, any other board members have any questions?
And I just want to
Right.
reiterate, this is a request to amend 2 conditions of the settlement agreement.
Got it. Let's hear from the appellant. Ms. Mosley, let's get you sworn in. Once you've unmuted yourself.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Ms. Mosley, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
My name is Sarah Mosley, and my mailing address is number 1 South Spady Road, Creve Coeur, Missouri, 63141.
Okay, proceed with your testimony.
I'm here today. Well, first, my name is Sarah Mosley. I'm the primary owner, well, the sole owner of 1500 Monroe, the property and the business. And I'm here today to ask for extended hours and patio access. I guess more I would say, is this where I would go to describe why I want hours or?
Yes.
Yeah, so I would like to have later hours to do dinner and be able to sustain the business. It's been kind of tough to only have hours between the 11 to 6. I understand the violations that I had, but now, I mean, we're in a better place. The community, I went to the board meeting, more just learning how to operate the business safely and for the community and be a staple in the community is more of what I've learned since then, and just want to come to. Oh, so a while ago, I came to the board and asked for like 7 a.m. to midnight. Currently, right now, I'm wanting to talk to the board and see, am I able to come and just only, like currently right now, with the plan that I would like to um, um, present to you guys, I would want to do the 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Sunday to Thursday. And that 8:30 to 30 minutes would allow me to get my guests, close checks, clean, and things like that to have the place to where I wouldn't have any violation of hours. And then on Friday to Saturday, 9:30 p.m. So I'm wanting to present these hours to you guys to see if it's something we can maybe get a chance to show and maybe come back for 6 months and review and say, okay, things have been different. They are wanting to, actually do a good dinner and be, a good business. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, Mona.
Miss Mosley,
Yes.
have you met with the people over on 13th Street?
Yes, I met with I think that was about 7 months. I met with them and I met with the St. Louis Place. not the board, St. Louis Place Neighborhood Association. I also spoke with the alderman, it's probably about 7 months ago, and then I continued to go to the meetings. I wasn't able to make every one every month, but I made about 3. And they were verbally in agreement to, so first coming into the meeting, they saw that I had applied from 7 a.m. to midnight or later hours. And it was like, they were more just saying like, oh, we're, we're opposed to that. But they were asking me like, is there any way we can, reach like some type of agreement to see like how things could go, which I believe they testified on the last agreement. A lot of the people weren't like, once I was able to talk to them and present to them what I wanted to do and the different closing hours, they were okay and said they'd see me or not see me at the meeting. So it's actually been a lot better than it has been previously.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Another question is, I drove over and drove by your place of business, and I noticed that in the back, it looks like dumping in the back of your lot, like some big giant tires and maybe a fender or something of that nature. Are you going to clean that up for us?
So I actually, I would be more than willing to, but I just keep cleaning this lot because behind me, I only have like probably 4 feet behind my building in my parcel. But Paul McKee has this lot so where you're seeing those tires, he owns the whole parcel behind there. And I have reached out, I have asked, I maintain it and clean it, but it's like they just keep dumping on there and I don't.
You're right. That is not your lot. I was looking here at the tax record, and that is not your portion.
But I
apologize.
definitely will because it looks bad. So I will.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. That's quite honorable of you, being a great citizen there.
Yes.
Because you're right. That's not your lot. My mistake in even asking you that, but thank you.
Yeah. And I also want to say, I thank you guys for allowing me back to the board and giving me, the last time I was here, I was given an opportunity to, because there was a lot of, non-neighbors. I was given an opportunity, not a denial, but to come back and really say, okay, to have this opportunity today. And I'm very appreciative of it. I own this property and I bought it younger. I'm 38 years old now. So it has been a lot to get to it. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be here and still own the property, still be able to operate, still have licenses and be able to turn over a new leaf with the community and the board, which you guys have seen and know of my role to come here. So I'm excited about it.
What is your plan for the patio?
So the patio idea, I didn't put hours for, but I think it would be a really good idea to only do the patio from 11 to 2:30. I want to add like garage doors, simply like more like similar to like what the Hooters is. So a gated area and then so inside outdoor patio to where you can kind of open and see fresh air come and go and things like that. Because I was on the outside, like closer, because that's Monroe Street and my neighbors didn't like that. But I want to just add garage doors, put some landscaping around, and have like a inside outside thing, kind of like fire pits and things like that, like a real nice landscaping to where driving up North Florissant, you can kind of see the view, but not have people out to where you're actually on their streets.
Well, in the past, as I recall, the neighbors were really angry at you because that patio caused a lot of noise and they couldn't go to sleep. And they were complaining that the patio was a big problem in the neighborhood.
Yes,
and the noise and all the other things that were going on there.
And it was, yes.
My question is it going to be similar with your furniture that you have now that are comfortable and people aren't going to get excited?
Yeah. So
music, are you going to play music on the patio?
No music,
Okay.
More of a scenery and just fresh air. And only during the daytime for a really nice brunch, coffee kind of daytime. Like, just something to have something in the north side area to where it's like it's really nice. The doors open up, but it's not standing, no standing, just chairs, and it still has a border to where you're not actually outside, you're inside.
I'm a little concerned when you start talking about these garage doors that music from inside is going to filter outside and across the street. What are your thoughts with that?
So background music and more of where you can actually have a conversation, like a small background music to where you can slightly hear music in the inside during those hours.
So it's not going to pump.
No, so I'm
Okay.
thinking of like, the speakers that we would have, like, so we have a speaker to where if you had a band versus like a radio speaker, like a small speaker to where if you were in a clothing store, you can hear music and kind of hear the background, but you can talk to the person that you're dining with and have a low conversation in private to where.
You're muted, Mona.
Oh, because the noise ordinance is not going away for you.
No.
Okay. All right.
But I want to make sure I make my neighbors happy, and I've been working hard at this, but the best way to even implement these things is the hours, like to be able to make the sales and be able to do it. You know, I would do it prior, but it's just a little tough.
Mary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Mosley, were you able to get anything in writing from either the alderperson or any of the neighborhood groups that you met with?
No, I'm sorry to cut you off. No, I reached out to, I forget his name, but he was a board meeting. He responded and asked me to reach out to Sandy. I think she's over the meeting. And she didn't respond to my email. But in the meeting, they were verbally okay. And normally they're on here and very voicey, to say, no, no, no.
Do you think that you would be able to get something in writing from those entities? Because otherwise it's just hearsay.
Yeah. I've tried, honestly. I went to the meeting. Last time when I was here, it's like, go to the meeting and talk to them. I have went to it. I've seen the alderman, in passing, and I've asked and I haven't
Did you
been able.
ask, when you were meeting with the various neighborhood associations, did you ask them for anything in writing as far as support?
I sent an email directly to the person that's in charge of the board meeting. And I didn't get it.
Talking about the neighborhood meeting. I'm not talking about this meeting.
Oh, the neighborhood meeting. Yes.
Right. You mentioned a couple of different neighborhood groups that you said you had gone to the meetings. So I'm wondering, do you have anything to document that shows that they're in support?
No. I went to the St. Louis Place neighborhood stabilization meeting, and the initial one, they put me on the agenda to speak about what I would want to do. And they talked about the hours and what hours I proposed. And everybody kind of took a turn saying what they thought. After that, it was mainly the NGA meeting. Like, I just sat in participation of the NGA meeting.
Thank you.
No. Thank you.
Any other board members have any questions? Thank you, Ms. Mosley. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board to amend variance, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn Maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, email letter of opposition from Deborah Dorn, email letter of opposition from Nakia Binford, email letter of opposition from Virginia Drew, email received from petitioner with 68 letters of support attached, email received from petitioners with 12 letters of support attached, email received from petitioner with 10 letters of support attached, copy of proceedings from August 7th, 2024, meeting notice letter for December 10th, 2025, City Journal Public notices for December 10th, 2020, photographs from December 10th, 2025, Sanborn Maps for December 10th, 2025, memo from Planning and Urban Design for December 10th, 2025, and a copy of settlement agreement with amended conditions filed May 10th, 2022. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, can you read appeal number 8548?
Appeal number 8548, 4355 South Broadway.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Again, good afternoon, board members. My name is Evan Winkler, Community Development Planner for the City of St. Louis, and I'll be representing the Building Commissioner. I'm here to present evidence on grounds for revocation of a variance and conditional use permit issued to do interior alterations per plans, expanding an existing convenience store for a gas station at 4355 South Broadway. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. First, I'll read the proceedings for the Board of Adjustment Appeal number 8548, and then I'll read the revocation letter. And then I'll be presenting the findings of the investigation. On January 11th, 2006, the Board of Adjustment of the City of St. Louis met pursuant to Section 26.84.040 of the Zoning Code to consider Appeal number 8548 concerning the Building Commissioner's determination that to do interior alterations per plans, expanding an existing convenience store for a gas station at 4355 South Broadway would violate the Zoning Code. The conclusion of law and order. It is the decision of the Board of Adjustment that there exists an unnecessary hardship with respect to the subject application, making it difficult to comply with the strict letter of the zoning code. The board therefore grants a use variance and conditional use permit to the zoning code to permit the appellant to do interior alterations per plans expanding the existing convenience store for a gas station at 4355 South Broadway with the following conditions. Condition number 1, the appellant must apply for the necessary permits from the City of St. Louis Building Division for any and all signage at this location. Condition number 2, the appellant shall plant and maintain the previously described wedge at the southern end of the property and plant and maintain trees as approved by forestry in the tree lawn surrounding the property on both the California side and the South Broadway side. Condition number 3, the appellant shall place trash cans on each of the 3 street sides of the property, at each gas line pump, and 1 trash can at the front door to be emptied as appropriate. A daily cleanup of litter and debris in and around the premises, including the street gutter, must be performed. Condition number 4, there should be no outside payphones or other equipment. The above motion was made by Joe Klitzing and seconded by Irene Soul, was passed by unanimous vote of the board. Signed by Board of Adjustment, Secretary Katrina Breimer. On October 31st, 2025, a letter was sent to Kasheri Petroleum Inc. Dear Mr. Omer Qureshi, I apologize for the pronunciation. For your review, I have attached a copy of the decisions of the Board of Adjustment, Appeal 8548. As a result of that decision, you were granted a variance and conditional use permit with conditions that permitted you to do interior alterations per plans, expanding an existing convenience store for gas station at 4355 South Broadway. After an inspection of the premises on October 6th, 2025, it has been determined that you are in violation of the subject variance. Specifically on the date of the inspection, it was shown that you were in violation of the following conditions. Condition number 1, the appellant must apply for the necessary permits from the City of St. Louis Building Division for any and all signage at that location. Condition number 2, the appellant shall plant and maintain the previously described wedge at the southern end of the property and plant and maintain trees as approved by forestry in the tree lawn surrounding the property on both the California side and the South Broadway sides. Also, condition number 3, appellant shall place trash cans on each of the 3 street sides of the property, at each gasoline pump, and 1 trash can at the front door to be emptied as appropriate. A daily cleanup of litter and debris in and around the premises, including street gutter, must be performed. As approved for in section 26.100.040 of the 1994 revised code of the City of St. Louis, there will be a public hearing before the Board of Adjustment on Wednesday, December 10th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. via online viewing or telephone to consider the revocation of the subject variance and occupancy permit. Instructions for meeting access are attached. Please be present or have someone represent you at the hearing. If you are unable to attend or unable to have someone represent you, please contact me immediately to reschedule the hearing. If you have any questions relating to this matter, I can be reached at 314-622-3666. Respectfully, Mary Hartburton, Zoning Administrator. Then, as acting zoning inspector, the original investigation was done October 6, 2025. As the letter stated, at that time, there was violation of 3 of the conditions. There was signage up that did not have sign permits. There was no planting at the southern wedge of the property. The trees surrounding the property had dead branches, there was trash in them, and it was not well maintained. And then condition number 3, there were not available trash cans at each of the 3 street sides, although all the gas pumps did have trash cans, as did the entrance. However, there was trash across the entire property as well as in the street gutters. While I was there, though, the employees were working on cleaning up the premises after I discussed it with the manager. Then as a follow-up, I went out yesterday, December 9th, 2025, around 4 p.m. To the initial investigation. And at that time, it looked much better. However, they were still in violation of the signage permits, which is condition number 1. The appellant must apply for necessary permits from the City of St. Louis Building Division for any and all signage at this location. The violation is that there is only 1 signage permit on file, which was to resurface the 2 ground signs that exist on the premises. However, it should be noted, and you can see it in the photos, that while I was there, there were staff that were actively scraping and removing signage that had not received permits. And then I will note that they came into compliance. There's new plantings in the street lawns. The southern wedge is currently being, it looks like utilities are working there, so they can't plant that southern wedge until after the work has been completed. And then they have now placed trash cans at all of the streets, as well as the pumps still had their trash cans and the front entrance. And it was very clean, including no litter in the street gutters. So with that, are there any questions for the board?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So is it appropriate for them to have those big timbers enclosed next to the dumpster area? Maybe they weren't there when you were out there, Evan, but they're like I don't know, giant timbers that maybe you would have at the railroad tracks, or they're oiled timbers, maybe
which side?
landscaping.
Where were they?
They're on the east side next to the trash enclosures. Inside that fenced in chain link area. There's probably like a half dozen or so. They're really big ones.
Were those there today? I don't recall that, to be honest. And I'm looking through my photos. In my photos, it looks like they were removed as of yesterday.
They're back.
They're back. Okay. Are you saying you saw them today?
Yes, sir.
Just for the record. Okay.
Yes, just for the record.
All right. Yeah, yesterday they were not there per the photos.
So would that be a violation is a question? I guess my
Okay.
question.
I see what you're saying. Let me read it again. I don't believe it would be a violation. It sounds like again, I didn't see that, so I can't speak to it
Okay.
in terms of like uh what it is there, but it sounds like it was placed next to where they have trash that gets removed. So potentially it could be they were having somebody come
We'll
remove.
ask him.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
Thank you.
Any other board members have any questions? Okay, let's hear from the appellant.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's get you sworn in.
Yes, sir.
Please raise your right hand, sir.
Mhm.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole
Yes.
truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Hi, sir. My name is Umar Qureshi, and my store address is 4355 South Broadway, St. Louis, Missouri, 63111.
Okay, go ahead with your testimony.
Yes, sir. I've been over there since 2013, and I'm working every day, 7 days in a week. And I'm really thankful to you guys that you bring me in my notice about the signs and about the trees and everything. Because when we bought the gas station, everything was there. So now I plant the trees, I remove all the woods, what she's talking about, and I remove all the signs, and basically it's looking very, very nice after that, and I scrape off all the signs. My gas station is looking very, very beautiful, and it's attractive. I really appreciate that you bring me in my notice. And I'm trying my best, I got 8 or 9 employees, they are all from here, and it's just like a family business with them, they've been with me for almost 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, and we are working together. And before this, we were cleaning our lot too. No, I told them to clean it 3 times, and we have a problem, some other problem with our neighbors' gas station. I don't want to mention their names or anything, They sell bad stuff, which is not good for the young community, just like needles and uh, pipes, glass throws. And, but I'm doing legit business over there, and I'm trying my best all the time. I communicate with the neighborhood association. I bring everything in their notice, and I am always in contact with the police department too, to keep the area safe and neat and clean, And I'm trying my best. And I always obey the city, whatever they told me, whenever I do it because I want my business over there. I want to serve the community, and the community is very nice. I want to be the part of the community. I will really appreciate that if you give me the chance. I'm trying my best. I got 2 kids, and I am working very hard from 14 years. I never did any day off. And what she's talking about the woods, my landscaping guy is still working, and he is removing the woods, what is by the trash can, and today he was planning to remove it, but the weather from couple weeks is not good, and I'm working very hard to bring the gas station in good condition, And I'm also trying my best to bring the new brand over there, so it can look very brand new and attractive, nice.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, what's going on with those timbers? Or is that something that you're getting rid of, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And then the other reason that you're here is because there have been complaints about the store and the drug activity that has been going on there per neighbors that have been calling in and making announcements to the alderman. That's what had thrown a red flag up to begin with and what brought you back here. So then conditions are looked at to see what's going on over there. And can you speak in regard to drug activity at your location? And can you get a handle on that with your employees?
Yes, ma'am. I bought the gas station in 2013, okay? At that time, there were no bad things since 2017. Then my next neighbor gas station, the ownership has been changed, and he is a Arabic guy. He sell all kind of drug paraphernalia stuff, like the needles to do the drugs, like glass rolls, like chore boys sell the single
Who
cigarettes.
has that? I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand. You're
It's a
selling
neighbor
that
gas
or
station.
someone else is?
No, my neighbor gas station, 4347
Okay.
South Broadway. He sell all these kind of stuff because there is a lot of profit in it. I talked to him so many times, please don't do it. He don't care. He say, I don't care if they're gonna shut me down. Let me make money.
Sure.
That's why, bad people came over there. They buy the stuff, they do the drugs, then they hang around in the parking, ask money, to buy some more drugs, then they take out cigarettes, smoke cigarette over there because they buy it single, for 50 cent or dollar, I don't know. And they sell, these stuff just like they call it uh, goodie bag. But I forget the name, what they call it over there.
Okay.
The Happy Meal. They call it Happy Meal. In the Happy Meal, they put the needle, they put the glass rose to do drugs, they put the chore boy, to clean. I don't know, they use it in the drugs and all these kind of stuff, they make it a bundle and they sell it.
Okay. And so
And
that's bleeding over into your parking lot? Is that what you're saying, sir?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you're not selling any of these
No,
items?
ma'am. You can check my reputation in the neighborhood. I never do any illegal stuff.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to understand the situation. And I did see that there is that other gas station that kind of backs up to you on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
side.
Yes,
Okay. All right. Thank you.
you're welcome.
That
Deneen,
that that gas station was also in the alderman's complaint. So thank you.
Deneen.
Thank you, sir. I have a question concerning community support. Have you talked with anyone in the community, neighbors, the neighborhood association, anybody concerning support for your business?
Yes, ma'am. I all the time talk with the Miss Kiana. But if there is anything, if there is any problem in the neighborhood, I call them and tell them, and also send them the pictures, if there is something bad going on. And she really appreciate and all the time. I want my neighborhood to be neat and clean, as it used to be until 2016, when the new owner came on the next gas station, which is right next to me. After that, everything goes bad, 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 bad.
Right. What I'm asking is, I guess in a nutshell, have you gotten any letters of support? Do you have any documented support for your business,
No, ma'am.
community members? Okay. All right. And why is that? Why do you not have anything in writing, any writing support?
I did not know about it.
Hmm. Okay.
Any other board members? Okay, thank you. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal?
Yes.
All right, and I'm sorry, that testify in opposition to this revocation.
Yes, sir. Jay Kanzler.
Yes, let's get you sworn in, Mr. Kanzler.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Sure. It's Jay Kanzler, Kanzler. My address is 2001 South Big Bend, St. Louis, Missouri, 63117. I don't have anything really to add other than this. For the last 5 or 6 years, Mr. Qureshi and I have been having the annual meetings with the neighborhood stabilization officers, with the problem property attorneys, and they always go well. Mr. Qureshi is always, if they tell him, if they make a suggestion, he has implemented that suggestion. I spoke with Mr. Feaster today, Chase Feaster, who is the attorney that has been handling this problem property. And again, we will be back probably with another meeting in February. We talked a little bit about the calls for service, which quite frankly, were down, I thought, considerably. He was talking about 1 or 2 a month. So I just wanted the board to know that Mr. Qureshi cooperates every single time. If they tell him to do something, he does it. And the relationship has been very good between him and those in that area of the city.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Kanzler.
Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Is there anyone here to testify in opposition? I'm sorry. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this revocation? Okay, hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, copy of the email with attachment that states that started the revocation, basis for revocation, report by acting zoning inspector Evan Winkler, meeting notice letter, city journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, copy of investigation report by acting zoning inspector Evan Winkler, dated December 10th, 2025, and 6 photos submitted by attorney Jay Kanzler. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. And with that, that concludes our testimonial portion of the hearing. We will now go into our deliberations. Thank you, Laura, for your service.
Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate all of you guys.
Board members, shall we continue or take a 5-minute recess?
Let's continue.
Okay. Appeal number 20609, 6020 South West Avenue.
Seems low impact. I'll make a motion to approve with hours 10 to 5 per statement, Tuesday through Saturday, She needs to figure out a trash dumpster. Either she gets it or makes arrangements with some partner to have a commercial dumpster and not to become a nuisance property per our ordinance thingy that we do. Evan, please. Thank you. Anybody got
I'll
anything
second.
else they want to add?
No, I'll second.
That's a good ad.
Motion made by Mona, seconded by Joe. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All of those opposed? Motion carries. Findings, Mona?
Won't be a detriment as conditioned.
Great. Appeal number 20610, 4907 Devonshire Avenue.
Nice storefront.
Yes, it is. It is big, like you said, for that little business. I can make a motion on that one as well if no one has any objections or discussions they want to make. I'll make a motion to approve hours of operation.
Okay, Mona, you just muted, but you're not showing being muted.
Weird. Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's weird.
I could hear Mona the whole time.
We cannot hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear. I can hear.
Oh,
Hello?
okay.
Can you hear me now, Anthony?
Yes.
Okay. So I have hours Monday through Wednesday, 9 to 4?
That's what I had.
And
Okay.
it closed the rest of the week is what I wrote down.
I did too. Okay, so we're gonna give her hours. I'm gonna expand them. It's just an office. 9 to 4, Monday through Friday. She needs to get a commercial dumpster in some capacity, either herself or in capacity with a neighbor. And we'll throw the nuisance property on there just because I like it.
We like it too.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion made by Mona, seconded by Joe. All of those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Findings, Mona?
Won't be a detriment as conditioned.
Okay. Appeal number 20589, 7950 North Broadway.
Oh, okay. I haven't thought about this, honestly. Okay, so these people have been waiting like 90 days and they did minute in my thought per the testimony as far as, so they made a phone call. They sent a few emails. They didn't go to the neighborhood association meeting, which I think would have done them a huge amount of good had they actually got from behind their desk and gone to a meeting. You know, when the alderperson is not calling you back and you're not making any headway with that, wouldn't you be a little more proactive and go to a meeting? I mean, that's just my thought. If you want something bad enough, wouldn't you go to a meeting rather than just make a phone call?
I would.
I would too. I mean, their testimony is that they thought they made some headway with the neighborhood association. Maybe, maybe not. There's really no solid testimony one way or the other with the neighborhood association.
Yeah, but they have no proof, though.
Right,
They have
right.
nothing
There is
on
no
writing.
proof. And we have this ordinance that tells us, no, we're not going to do this anymore over there in that particular area. And prior, we had Pam Boyd, who was very proactive, as well as we see that Ms. Tyus is also very proactive. She just has a different way of doing things. And I'm inclined not to do this.
So you want to uphold.
I'm inclined to uphold. I just wanted to throw it out as a discussion here. What do other people think?
I found the alderwoman's argument about the parking that would be lost for the other businesses pretty strange.
I
Because
did too.
these people had leased this property for 8 months or whatever it was. They should have been charging $5 to park on the lot, if nothing else. And I'm surprised that the building owner would allow.
They would have needed
Just
an
for-
occupancy permit to do that, just so you know.
Oh,
Of course they would.
well, it's their property though. I didn't know that the public can just park on anybody's property without their permission. Insurance would be a problem as much as anything else. If somebody backed into a car or hit somebody in that parking lot, where does that go? Who does it go after? And I just found that argument to be facetious.
I don't disagree with you on that, Joe, either, because you can't just park on anybody's parking lot. I agree with that. It's private property.
Right. But other than that, I have no opinion either way.
I mean, we can do one of two things. We can postpone this decision again, or we can just deny it and get it off our plate.
I want to uphold and deny it.
Is that your motion, George?
That's my motion.
I'm wondering one thing. The alderwoman made her statement and she spoke on behalf, well, really not necessarily on behalf of the neighborhood association, but I was thinking no, and then I started feeling like, well, maybe we should kind of put this off a little bit if they can come back with a letter of support from the neighborhood association, because the alderwoman said, if you go to the neighborhood association and talk to those people, you don't have to talk to me. And so they were not present to give their opinion, although the alderwoman said that she had a conversation and they told her, right? But I am just, just in my mind, just as a newbie, I'm a newbie, okay? But I'm thinking if they
she's a newbie though.
I don't know about that. But I'm thinking if they could show up and say, here is the letter of support from the neighborhood association, that would squash it, right? That would take care of it in my mind,
It would in my mind too. But the thing is, you can get off their chair and go to a meeting. I mean,
Right.
why wouldn't you? If you wanted something, why wouldn't you go to a meeting and try to persuade someone and show them what you're doing and, and make a presentation to the neighborhood association? Why wouldn't you go and do that?
I get all that. I'm just, I mean, some people don't, they're busy doing everything else, like whatever that is, right? So I'm just leaning towards, let's give them one more shot, because now they've had the conversation, they've been in front of us. I would say since the alderwoman said that she had a conversation with the neighborhood association, and if these people can produce that document that says we're okay with it, then okay. And I mean, to come back, they have to go through setting this up again. So I think one last shot, but that's the newbie, that's Denise.
And I always like to remind the board of the planning department's hard work.
Yes.
And the anticipated adoption of the neighborhood plan, which we don't know what that neighborhood plan says yet. But the letter that they wrote says it is anticipated to be adopted before the end of the year. So just for what that's worth.
George has a
So-
motion on the table.
We do have a motion on the table. Thank you, Mona.
Thank you.
I'm going to second George.
Motion to uphold the denial made by George, seconded by Mona. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed?
Mr. Robinson, how did you vote?
He
I
hasn't
have
voted
not
yet.
yet.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying.
And Deneen, just so you know, procedurally, if it doesn't pass, more discussions had, and a second motion would have to be made. And you didn't vote yet, right?
No.
Janine? Okay.
Ms. Vaughn.
Okay, uphold.
I vote no.
Okay, so is that 3 to uphold and 2 not to uphold?
Yes.
3, 2. Okay, so this
Mm.
is not overturning the building commissioner, so you do not need 4 votes. You just need a simple majority. And so the motion passes.
Okay. Moving
Okay.
on.
And just so I have the record correct, 3 voting for were Robinson, Hitt, and Parsley, and 2 against were Klitzing and Vaughn. Did I get that?
No. That would 3 to uphold were Hitt, Parsley, and Vaughn, and 2 against were Klitzing and Robinson.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, appeal number 20139, 1500 Monroe Street.
Seems like she kind of cleaned it up from what it used to be. Gunshots in the parking lot, all sorts of other things going on there. I'm concerned about extending the hours to a point, because that was really, there were a lot of people opposing her even staying open when she was before us before. There was a lot of things going on at that restaurant late hours. It was not what she had pitched to the people when she first came. She pitched it as a family dining place, and it turned into a
All-night party.
all night party and shooting gallery and parking. Nobody could use the alley and all this other stuff. The people were really disturbed about it, and that's why they got here.
That's why I got up and went over there and drove by. I wanted to see what it looked like.
And this went on for what?
Months.
Months, almost a year probably, back and forth. So,
just because she's asking for 9:30 doesn't mean we have to give her 9:30.
Great.
I think she was asking for 8:30.
That's Thursday.
Yeah.
Extended on Friday to 9:30.
Friday
and
yes,
Saturday.
Correct.
And she's saying that the 30 minutes is to get everybody out. So she's really going to try and close at 9 and then settle bills and usher the people out.
Yeah.
Which in a nice setting could be difficult.
Barry, you've got your hand up.
Just a couple things that I want to bring to the board's attention for your consideration. First, at the end of the hearing, when Chairman Robinson read all the records into the record, I do want to make sure that the board realizes that all of the letters of support or opposition that the chairman read into the record are all from prior to the August 7th, 2024 meeting. So we have no recent letters of support or opposition. And then the other thing I want to bring to the board's attention is that we also have nothing in writing to show that the alderperson or any of the neighborhood groups are in support of these amendments. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to extend this for 60 days for her to go out and get support letters from either the neighborhood or the alderperson. Current ones.
When you say that, Joe, are you, for the current alderperson, and do you want to do a parameter of the neighbors?
No, and this is a neighborhood group. Isn't there one around that area?
The neighborhood group or neighbors? I just want to be clear about what you're asking.
I think it's up to the neighbors to go to the neighborhood group and get a consensus on whether or not they want it or not.
Okay, I second that.
Okay, motion to
Continue.
for up to 60 days.
If we can
made
get it
by-
on the agenda, that's the earliest
Gotcha.
possible time.
Earliest possible time on the agenda. Made by Joe.
Yeah, that put a smile on Mary's face.
I was just thinking, see you in March.
Okay, well, it is what it is.
Right. It just gives them more time to, if they've got opposition, it's more time for them to try to work that out.
Yeah.
And I hope they are able to work it out. It does seem like, she's made leaps and bounds, and that's great. And I hope that does work out for her.
Motion made by Joe, seconded by Mona. All of those in favor?
Aye.
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 We're waiting on you, girl.
My son just sent me a text message. Anytime I see
Okay.
Yeah.
a message from him, I go kind of nuts,
Opposed? Motion carries.
So the vote was 4-1.
No.
No, everybody
I believe
got
it
on.
was 5. No,
5
it's
to
5.
Thank you for keeping me on track.
No problem. Finally, appeal number 8548, 4355 South Broadway.
Well, I feel like he's cleaned up his act there as best, from his conditions. Didn't you, Evan?
Yeah, I mean, it does look way better. I mean, they were technically in violation of that sign, like signage in general, right? I mean, they submitted photos that appear to be
There's a
after
chicken sign up there.
when I was out there. But yeah, that's not been permitted yet. So they are still in violation.
You
What do we do
did
about
testify
that?
that they were also scraping to remove the signs while you were there.
Correct.
As well.
Evan, did you say the pole sign, the one there that's on the big 2 poles, has not been permitted?
The pole signs are the only signage on this parcel that have been permitted.
Oh, okay.
They took a lot of sign down. But they are still in violation. Yeah. But
I'm a little
actually,
concerned. I'm sorry, Mona.
no, go ahead.
I'm a little concerned about the nuisance concerns. I know that the gentleman mentioned about 4347, and that address was noted in Alderman Shane Cohn's email, but he did list both addresses, 4355 South Broadway and 4347 South Broadway. And when I went online just to kind of put the address in there, there was a news report about stuff that happened. So that really concerns me. And there are no letters of support, from the alderman, because his email was from September 17, 2025, but nothing since then. We've not heard anything from him. So I would imagine if the gentleman could have put in a little effort to reach out to the alderman and potentially the neighborhood association, or even neighbors to get letters of support, that would have been kind of nice.
Mary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to shed a little more light on this. This board would never see the complaint about 4347 South Broadway, because that was issued not as a variance, it was issued as a conditional use. So it has a separate revocation process that it goes through. It has already been through that process at BPS. And on November 5th, BPS voted to dismiss it without prejudice because that business was in compliance with all of its conditions. Now, that does not speak to the nuisance case because that's a separate department. I just wanted you to know why you were seeing an email from the alderman with 2 addresses, but the board was only considering 1 address today.
Yeah, I drove over, I sat there, I watched both properties from across the street, and there's a lot more activity at the smaller location than at the one we're hearing today. I don't know what they're doing. I'm just sitting there watching. I get about 15 minutes. No.
Yeah, I yeah.
So because he's still in violation, Mary, Evan, how we handle that?
So the correct way to handle that is to table it and give him an opportunity to get a sign permit. Because remember, this is a revocation hearing, so you're voting to either revoke or not revoke.
Okay, so then I guess so do we have to make a motion to do that?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
I make a motion to table this so he can come into compliance.
I'll second.
Motion made by Mona, seconded by Joe. All of those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
I got one other thought.
Yeah.
Can we send that also to his attorney?
Yeah.
So he fully understands what he has to do.
Yeah. You're just talking about sending the decision letter to the attorney and the applicant.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that he understands he
Sure.
needs to get the signage
Done.
either off or permitted. Meeting minutes from, what was it, November?
The 19th of November. Mhm.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I didn't have time.
I did not either. I apologize. I guess none of us did it.
We will table the meeting minutes until next meeting.
So in an effort to not have this happen again, do we need to start assigning someone each week to read the minutes?
That would probably help.
Then we're just going to circulate among all of you, and each week
Yes.
somebody will be responsible for that.
Yes.
I was gonna nominate Mona. I like her voice.
Am I the next one? So we don't have a meeting until when? The 17th?
We meet next week.
We
Yeah.
meet next
Okay,
week.
I'm just verifying.
actually.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I got you.
I miss Irene.
Me too. But that's okay. I don't mind reading them. I just been a little crazy here. I got it.
Same here. New business.
So, yes, we have a meeting next week, and that will be our last meeting of the year. I also wanted to check in and make sure that everyone got their invitation to the holiday luncheon. That will be on Monday, the 22nd, here in our office. So if you're driving to City Hall, please park in the lot that you enter off of Clark Street, and we will take care of your parking ticket for you.
Validate.
And we hope everybody is able, or parking validation, I'm sorry, not ticket. And we hope everybody's able to join us. We just wanted to do something nice for the board. We realize most of the time it's a pretty thankless job, so, but we thank you for being here, so.
I wanted to say it was a really nice presentation last week with the zoning.
Oh, good.
I was really awesome. I felt like I learned a lot there, and Evan and all the other people that were there presenting and showing us what an undertaking. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, but it's going to be so good whenever the new code is done and adopted, and hopefully we'll have a lot less things coming to the Board of Adjustment that don't necessarily have to be here. We may have a bigger enforcement program as a result of this. So you may see more revocation hearings.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Okay, Lord.
Okay.
Ah.
But that's something to look forward to, a year from now. So
When do we think that might be? Is it August it might start coming in?
we're slated to have the code done and ready for the Board of Aldermen to approve next December. So December of 2026. But there will be drafts of the code that will start to roll out over the summer. And then there'll be additional public input meetings to get input from people on the drafts. So there's a lot more work to do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the presentation, though. The consulting team has been wonderful to work with. Everyone involved has just been really good to work with.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else? Nope. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second you.
Motion made by Joe, seconded by George. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We stand adjourned.
Bye,
See
y'all.
you guys next
Bye,
week.
y'all. See you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'll see you next week.